For Disguise, they don't go for any changes.
This is split, not bind.
Competition between both sides. I think it makes more sense that DSG are making changes. They played this map 2 weeks ago against Turtle Troop, but for TSM, having not played this map in over like a month and a half, they make no changes, which is quite surprising. Both teams opting for a double dive composition against one another.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest little tick off there for Disguised. We're seeing
yeah, it's split. Oh, good. I got you. I understood.
Up on that agent, so all right. At least Disguised playing a little bit more into their
no heal on pistol.
A little bit more into
Remember when I got bitched up for not buying a heal on pistol round? I said I'm not gonna get a heal because I'm literally just like at the front of the fight.
This is their map pick. This series decides whether or not they will qualify.
Just saying.
Into playoffs, fight for a chance in Ascension, and the B site quickly under pressure as Seven's gonna try and make space.
It's gonna be one in the back line. Nerve right now holding, just trying to see if anyone's gonna make their way out of that smoke. But Corey
Jesus
drops in, and there's Nerve going down. The double duelist popping up already.
Instantly onto the site. A very nice entry from Corey. He catches clear off guard with a blast back towards Hell. And
it's so it begins.
Dominating this Raptors position.
How'd that happen? Did you just like literally just say, all right, what's up? Double duelist in. The thing with this comp is like they have the 1-3-1 I think on pistol just so that they could like fast pivot either direction. But if they're gonna do that, then this guy needs to be able to back off until these guys can like get in there and get in together. I don't know. I feel like
I could be completely wrong there. Like the whole
like this rotation took too long.
Confuses me a little bit. But DSG, they're a team that Gus are already directly into relegation where they'll be fighting for a spot.
Oh, my bad.
For not Ascension, but for next year's challengers.
I was saying they were doing a 1-3-1, and these guys need to run in.
In the last like 2-3 weeks, they just keep
They need to run in there way earlier. When they hear all this shit in B main, they need to be pivoted over. If anything, you leave the Viper orb up, and the Viper could like watch it from like back here at B heaven. But it was just too slow.
The only thing that could help them, the only thing that can really give us hope for this team, is a win here against TSM.
Yeah. It's kind of like
two teams get kicked out of challengers.
At this point in time, DSG, they are, I think Ocean said it best in the little interview we got. It's like they're not playing for anything, right? They're playing for pride, glory. But what we're looking for in this game, what we're watching, hopefully, is improvements from this team. Stop. I don't know if the 4 teams have been confirmed outside of DSG, like OR esports.
There's no way you're typing this right now.
The 4th team is just yet, but it's going to be a brawl of a bunch of open qualifier teams and then possibly one of the invited teams. And, you know, TSM could be in that position, depending how this series goes and, you know, how tomorrow goes as well. But for both of these teams, I think expectations were for TSM, you know, an org of this prestige, from going 4-1 and split 1. To now fighting just barely for that playoff spot. It's a harder reality that both of these teams are facing, and I think DSG as well, a team that didn't look too bad coming out of the open qualifiers.
Yeah, just laying it out on paper is so scary. How do you go 4-1 and you flip that immediately
I feel like
to 1-4?
I feel like Karen is to Chris what like Yinsu is to Boaster. Just like publicly just humiliating them.
That going into this week, we're 3-1. So on paper, not exactly, you know, unexpected for TSM, but TSM want to be at the top of NA. They were top 3.
Yes,
in the first
suck them.
That's the far from that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, did he deal enough damage? 1, 2, 3 armors down. If he placed those stars earlier, if he stun sucked them, he could have gone. And he probably could have killed 2.
He's been through the mill when it comes to roster changes and the stuff that happens to them. So, I mean, they're losing to teams that are on the come up, and again.
Oh shit! Is Karen Riku's GF? My bad. I think I might have leaked that.
Well, hopefully questions are going to answer as we go into playoffs.
Can I show that again? Yeah, if he did stun suck, he could have gone like this.
A 5-man lean towards this B side where they will be met possibly by a nade and a star.
Let's see Riku set up here. I wonder if he's going to place an orb in mid here, and then cycle the smoke with the orb to stall mid. These guys made a lot of noise at B main. Clear still has a nade, and they have a defense. I feel like it would be better to do deep smoke and then suck here.
Forces them off any map control. He's gonna try and slow them down.
Oh wow, there's a huge kill.
That position from 7 is so good. It's gonna work at least for one.
Wow, he's so lucky that he lived there.
Barely gets spotted and he doesn't go down. Man advantage still.
I feel like there's just not enough stopping power. Again, here, just doing like a 2-1-2 setup. It's just like not enough stopping power to stop them at this choke here. I think they might have had a better chance if they smoked this out and then put a suck here to nade and then separate these guys. But I wonder if there needs to be a better setup here. Because like 2 people is not enough to hold this site. If you're going to do 2 people, you kind of need to have like some sort of like crossfires thing in here. Or you need to do something like a guy boosted, a guy like jump spotting, baiting them in or something like that. But this is just too hard. You're against a double duelist dive comp that 2 people can't hold the site. It's just not possible. Like, yeah, on this ping, sure. You could have a guy like sitting back site, kind of holding like this off angle, and a second guy just being able to like peek off of them, but it's just too hard. It's just too hard. You can't hold it with just 2 people.
You're talking about a mentality, by the way, that TSM has been slowly leeching away.
Mid rotation could have come sooner. Yeah, if they send the Sky Bird out to A, see nothing, and then instantly rotate a guy mid so that the Viper could lean onto B, that's the best case scenario.
And at this point, TSM,
but I feel like you can't do too much. Like you can't be like 2 people at A trying to get this info and like listen what's going on. 2 people trying to hold B and 1 person stalling mid. It's just like you're spreading yourself too thin.
The 3rd time we'll see it.
Oh, dude, that's 2 stars right at the start of the round.
Off of the nade that was thrown by Corey last round. Yay. Teammates are going to be taking the bait. We'll see how good he is for 1, for 2, possibly. No, a trade from Kanpeki and an instant tumbling of the B-bomb site. And that will open things up here for TSM's 4th round. Yay, needed a little bit extra there, but doesn't.
What's a good counter to double duelist? Breach, Killjoy,
yeah, 2 teammates.
Astra,
Right?
Skyrays.
Ye gets 1 there. Any of those 2 teammates.
Or are you talking about with this comp specifically?
DSG could find
with this comp specifically, like this mirror match, you kind of have to like kind of like go head on. This comp, so this is like one of those things where this comp is more geared towards attack. 100%. So this is like you're picking the map, you have the double duelist, you can get in their faces. When you play it on defense with this comp, you have to do something where you're trying to either get like one or the other of the extremities, and then you try to get either like the jet or the raise on a deep line. So that you can like hold like this line with like the jet, for example, and then like a second guy like watching this, and then you can like 3-sack the other side. Until that happens, you kind of have to just play for info, and then you have to kind of play for the counter exec. So if you stall them from coming into B, and then they dump like their next set on the site, so they use util to take B main, then util to take B site, and then you have basically everything, you can come and just do a full exec back on them. You don't try to hold the site with like 2 people. You gotta like literally either hold it with 3, or you're playing 1 person just a spot / stall for info and wait for the rotation timing. Like here, this is better. Like they take the line. This guy can kind of like do like a passive info on B heaven, and then these guys are passive on A. So if the enemy goes A, they just play the retake. If they come back to B, then they have 2 here. They have this guy that can come and help them as well. They got the star to support them as well. So this is actually like unironically probably gonna work. I think if TSM actually goes A here, then it's really scary. Because if they go A here, then it's like the wall doesn't really help him that much. It kind of does for like this screen spam. That's it though. Yeah. Okay. Raise jet spotted at B main. And the 3rd one's gonna get scanned here as well. These guys are gonna come up and know where he is.
As Clear continuing to put on pressure, but Nerve deals with 1 towards Mail. That alleviates some pressure from these B-main players. As Clear needed a second, Nerve now vulnerable on the sites. Has got to do it all. 3 players through.
Ooh, that's a pre-fire. Is Kanpeki gonna get a clip here?
Exalt and Riku a little bit away, but Exalt does get 1. That makes it a little bit easier.
2v2. 1 satchel for the attackers. 1 kill from Rocket. Orb and Molly, they could use this flash as well. They can do the bird flash fake. Ooh, Christopher almost flicked them. Do you see that?
So unfortunate there for Corey. He lets out 1 bullet in Kanpeki. Oh, he throws his life.
Really, really difficult position.
I'm surprised they didn't try to throw the bird out and then wrap it back and pop it here, play, or whatever. Or do the flash around this and pop it here.
He would get caught off guard. There was no flash or Kanpeki to support Corey. A rough post-plant position, but it does net DSG their first round, and it is off of winning B main control. Pattern that, you know, might repeat itself moving forward. We'll see if they continue to fight for that map control. But TSM, I think, switching things up in that last round will kind of, you know, churn the brain of IGL Exalt and see if there is going to be, you know, a switch up in their default. Looks like they're still going to contest for B main, but they are moving A once more, this time towards the mid side.
No op-up yet.
I feel like this
Viper
is
ulti.
more of DSG's default.
Is he going to use a reactionary, or wonder how he's going to use that ult?
Extremely fast up mid.
Oh my goodness, a mid and Corey. Oh goodness, Corey.
His rocket too.
After Ye with a showstopper, and there's still
Nade
two
into
players
Z,
over in B
probably.
right now. Nature takes down Clear. Nerve is down. Only one player remaining here, and Ye's still in his spawn. TSM got a clean B site.
An extremely fast mid take.
So if DSG wins, TSM doesn't make playoffs, but if TSM wins, they do. So this is like, they need this game, basically.
I think it was GMD and Nature.
You think Viper not being mid is a mistake here? Yeah. So right now, everything that TSM's done so far has been like either B plays or like mids into Bs. They haven't really fucked around with A all that much, / if at all. And I wonder if that means that they should just have like play the retake on A, just like give it up, who cares? Maybe even like place one of the retake walls, put the Viper orb in mid, because mid is like one of the access panels, but then this mid allows the fast rotations either side, so you can fast rotate. I also think maybe instead of trying to early take control of B main and then like sit in here and do all that weird shit, they should let TSM in and then they should drop the nuke on them basically after. So have the start here, let TSM walk in, drop the smoke, bounce the nade, use whatever util, skyflash in, pop it, and then go and kill them there instead. Wonder if that would be better at this point. Here's a pace change from TSM. They're like posturing towards A this round because everything's been like, let's go B exec, B exec, mid to B, mid to B, B. All right, we're going A now.
I mean, why not?
This you're gonna have to call a timeout. Maybe try and sort their defensive side out, at least over towards B. I don't know what exact changeup you want at this point in time. It's like, do you gamble 4 players to the B site? I think
there's no pressure.
Idea of finding B main control was a good one, but it's once you get that B main control, you have
no
to
comment.
be
We punta.
wary of steps on other parts of the map. In that round, I think they kind of just looked over mid. They had Ye try and fight it solo. The individual ability of Ye.
I believe in Riku supremacy.
And TSM have definitely been hitting their shots in comparison to DSG, at least in these opening 6 rounds. So I don't know how many changes you can make if you're DSG when it comes to this B side. At a certain point, do you just stack it? Like, what's the play here? They saved 3 rifles in the last, so it's not that bad of a.
It doesn't help avoid relegation. Disguise is going to relegation tournament no matter what, and then from there it's just like a clean slate. You either beat the teams that are in there or you lose to them. If you beat them, you make it through. If you lose them, you're out.
This is an unreal read. This is the first time Clear is on this side. He gets
Quick double entry.
Corey and 7 explode for 2. You still have Ye waiting up an elevator. But
so this is like another round where it's kind of like the same thing. It's just like the main focus of this round is getting this ulti down and protecting him. One person B, like spotting for the B main fast play, and then the 2 A players, basically they don't need to do anything until this is established here, where now it has to be like this. But they're against double duelists. They need to expect like fast plays are going to happen with like the dash, the satchels, the flashes, all that fun stuff.
3 versus 2. There's an opportunity here for DSG, but it's a very slim one.
So being caught out / surprised by this is kind of tough. Like you can't get surprised by that stuff. Not against this comp. You have to think about like what do you on a certain comp do to the enemy? You're on double duelist. You want to go and take this and then pop out. You want to go fast up ramp, or you want to do fast like mid B heaven stuff and then be able to kind of like split fast or do like a quick fake on it. And you don't have a shitload of util because you have like double satchel is like basically 1 get into someplace fast thing, and dash is 1 get into place fast thing. So once you've used that in the round, like that's it. Like you only have like one thing. So you can't really fake too much. You don't have like a lot of rechargeables. The only really rechargeable that you have are the sky flashes, for example.
Sometimes it really does
so on defense, you kind of have to expect fast plays. You just got to go more 3-1-1s, 1-3-1s, fast rotates, take control and unstack the place. Dude, what?
Spike down. Did not see his opponent at all. And still ends up getting the kill.
Dude, he's getting chased down. Oh, he's gonna get the kill. Wait.
And almost does.
What the hell?
Nature stays alive. You can get healed up. And look at the time that TSM have brought off.
What should you do then?
They go 1-for-1. They're gonna love that. And
the weak side has to play for info, and the strong side has to take the deep line and then rotate off.
And there's 3 players left.
That's generally what you do. And then you also have to get ops going. Wait, it's 1v1 and you were just looking at the last guy, bro.
There is no way.
Christopher. When you need a first of all, getting an op out on defense is like super important. It's actually so important because being able to like hold this line with the op, or like this line with the op, or this line with the op, or this line with the op, or this round, you know, all these lines with the ops are super strong that you need to be able to hold. And if you don't have an op up, like defense is immediately like 3 times harder.
Relieved to get that round. It wasn't clean, and I don't think it's going to be replicable whatsoever as we move forward.
Well, what's the answer for TSM? We're seeing really the first default for this team. 3 players inching up their mid side, but DSG, they've adjusted to double duelist up in heaven currently. Watching that cross. There is a star ready to take away that information, but TSM, they're holding on to their positions.
They're doing this same Navy, like, star combo. I don't know if that one in mid, okay, it is going to be for a smoke.
It looks like if Viper's here this late in the round, it looks like they will do something where they come either back this way or try to splitting vents. Oh, boy.
Just stealing 2 kills right back, as I think DSG wanted to take space away from TSM after losing that mid control.
Astrowall for the retake.
And they get punished.
I wonder if they might try doing a wall like this or something for the retake. Ooh, this is a good ulti. Actually, it's not the great... It's a good ulti for space on screens, but it's not a good ulti for the spike.
Clear. He can't make it any easier either.
Saving. The op is way too important. He needs to save it.
Able to make their way through yet another round as DSG is going to save. But they make their way through with such a tragic way for DSG, at least, man. 2 people just trying to reach.
Yeah,
they never do that. They never
premier match was good.
That to begin with. That deep re-clear of A main. Again, it should happen from a defensive perspective, but they never expected that position from Nature.
So the way this worked was TSM just started like 1-3-1. They did another pace change. So the first like 5 rounds was like all 5 rounds equals B hits fast. Whether it be like B main rush or like a walk and pop or like a B split, it was like towards B. Oh no, they're losing the up. And then they did the pace change. They did like the fast A rush, and then they did another pace change. They had Nature just sitting here holding the A stuff because every round was like they group B and then they pop it, or they 2-3 split and then they split it. So here, what DSG thinks is like, okay, they're working mid right now, and they didn't know about B main, but if they're working mid heavy, maybe it's another B split. Let's go walk up and take this A line from them. Boom, he's holding here, kills him. Unlucky.
That was a little bit off.
No, it's literally slight. 50 credits you were off by. TSM, nothing to really worry about.
Another pace change. Faking mid, dog, flash, smoke, walk across with the Viper lurk wall. This boombot might give it away.
Playing a full-on retake at the moment. And it's slow from TSM as well. And Pecky's put pressure towards mid, which has kept players from fully rotated, but Ye off of that kill will now send a message to his team. Okay, we know the
nade site.
About to be taken. Let's play this retake. Ye will pick up a 3rd.
Are they gonna stay up on the boosted
spots? I would call it a 3-on-4.
I feel like this is kind of noob from TSM. They had all this space, but now they gave it all up. And now they have no util either, and they've done a safe plan. I feel like that was a mistake.
Take the first
well, maybe not.
And then see what trades can happen after.
I mean, you can see the idea. They're using the 2 players with pistols as bait, just putting them on the front line and looking to trade them. Clear on the front, Riku with a rifle, there with a double hit. Corey is still holding on, and he goes down to the trade. 1v3 here for Nature. Nature knocks down 1, but still has 2 more to go. The Cosmic Divide covers him up, and now he needs to rush, and now he needs to go. Nerve off the defuse.
Jesus.
Nature can't do it. Nerve holds on, and it's 3 for DSG.
A honestly great plan.
Still
on
no
this
up.
Like you said, using the pistols as bait. They snuffed out the position of Corey, who was playing towards Disciplined Boxer. I think it's just the Cubby, actually. And the players that swing him high and low, the trades are so quick. And the util as well, a concussive blast towards elbow to keep players from swinging. I think even a snake bite in the mix as well, in like between the box
what is
on
this
A
coming
and
from?
screens on A.
What is this? When
DSG
you get space, keep space. Yeah. Even if you're just like keeping a person either in here or in this corner or something like that, or even just sitting on the rafter in one of these spots is super important to stabilize, because that allows you the better plant, that allows you to play it from more spots.
Where he can just get punished instantly.
But that's so scary.
Cutting from the up, this is good, so that these guys walk into the up as long as he doesn't whiff.
Now he can inch up. Now he potentially find a contact. Still has.
Is he gonna peek
dash.
out? Oh boy.
No other position is important here except for Ye's, and Ye can't do anything. He backs out into the Cosmic Divide. 1 player in the back line can't do anything. DSG, they have 2 behind, 3 behind the Cosmic Divide. But TSM, they still can't get a clean plan. They break on through, the flash through and the rush, but no kill. They're actually going for the
Safe plant. One off rocket.
Allows this spike to go down, and there's an opportunity for DSG, who are already on the site. But this is one of the most
Molly somewhere, default spot.
Flash goes in. There's 4 players holding on to this crossfire, and 1 even
Missed all of his. He's got a rocket now.
Riku takes down 1. Now it's a 2-man crossfire. Showstopper out, and now DSG can get all knocked down. 2 players remaining.
Holding it into the last second.
Out on the rocket fuse, and Corey, he's about to
smart rocket spot actually.
Almost getting Ye. Riku looking to peek. Nature and Corey still have the crossfire. And
there's a really good smart thing that Corey did here. This is like an Overwatch play, definitely for sure. Basically what he did was like he popped the rocket and let the fuse go all the way, and if anyone pushes out at him, it's like at worst 1 for 1. But he knew because of that someone's probably posted. Ye still has op, so if he peeks out too wide, he probably dies. So instead of like trying to like peek out and do like a jump peek with the rocket on the floor somewhere, he just hits the wall with it because it's gonna have AoE damage and try to deal at least chip damage, if not gonna get a miracle kill somehow.
And a 5-man hit towards the A site, met with only the resistance of a singular player being exalted. And
this is tough. Did he go for a spam through the orb or something?
Now DSG,
that's the second time they use a Viper. This is something I noticed last match on Split as well. The Viper ulti on B instead of like mid or A. I feel like the mid or A ones are way more popular than the B ones. In fact, I would almost go as far to say is like this B one is probably the worst ulti.
Through with some of these guns. About to shock a few of them, but that's actually a huge trade to get there for TSM. Man back, but Nerve ends up getting taken down, and Riku was on a bit of a marathon and had to sprint his way over. 9.
The problem with doing a Viper ulti anywhere though, like imagine you do it at lower A and then they just like instantly double satchel you. We saw that in the last match we saw, like the M80 Oxygen game. I think Xander likes doing the A main ulti, so he did the close A main ulti and he got double satcheled at right away and just got like punished. So doing that one's kind of rough. And then the last ulti that they used here was in mid, and then it was again another fast A play on that round. Viper ulti equals rush A. So that's interesting to see that both rounds that the Viper ulti was used, 1 round at mid, 1 round at B. Both rounds TSM rushed A.
They are only playing for pride and glory here. They will need, this pistol round and then a little bit extra right after.
Oh, raid boss, double satchel, frenzy armor, and pistol.
Already seen DSG take up this full control of the mid.
Well, they have full mid control, but they're gonna go into double event. Wait, what guns do they have?
Back towards their sights,
Raze, Sky, double frenzies.
Double man hold of elevator. It's gonna be a mosh pit here. Ye dropping in, trying to show feet, but
the reload, 1.3 second reload.
Clear could actually trade back. He gets 1 and leaves.
I'm fine with Clear not winning that fight because he holds on to at least the spike.
Holds onto his life.
Clear not able to get out with the spike, I should say, as Nature losing another duel there. And players kind of just tumbling to the wayside. That round goes by in a blink, and I think this map will end.
Good choice, Karen.
As well
True.
as TSM taking the pistol
Do
round
you
from
these
DSG,
comps are better than a comp without Sentinel in general? No. I feel like this comp works for specific teams that have a specific game plan with specific players. I feel like when you run this comp without a specific game plan that you're going to stick to, and you have good like protocols and you have good like individual players that you're kind of like going through the formula of how you need to play this comp, I feel like you can't play this comp standard. If you're going to play standard on defense, you need to run a comp with Senti, for example, or a Breach or something like that. You just need to. You don't have enough like stopping power with this comp on defense to play standard. And then on attack, you need to be able to do things like... TSM played this comp really well. They did a really good job. They did pace changes, they did walk-up pop speed, they did A rushes, they did mid defaults into stuff. I don't know why they would go up mid, make all that noise, group towards B, and then Ye just walks up male before anything happens at B. Like, they're obviously going to be looking for him.
Corey's going to take that all day, every day. Riku left alone in a 1v5, but Corey
no one clears Shroud.
Leaves it for ult.
This is just like having vents early, like you take mid, you insert that person. This person's job here is when these guys go out, now you're coming in for the backstab because you control this rotation away from A, they can't go there. And now the B heaven guys have to go and support the B players. Now the backstab comes and you're already inserted past all the stupid shit that you might die by.
Yeah, but I think if you're DSG, you're just, you know, erasing this from your memory. I think this map, and then trying to reset for the second where it is your map pick, a map they haven't played. Again, since week 1, split 1, they haven't played Bind in over 108 days, I think is the number that Box said. Something crazy like that, so...
Yep.
You know, I'm not putting doom and gloom on this series just yet, but we all know that this was kind of just how do DSG
he's got the line.
Into
he's like there to support and like I guess he's watching vent slash anti. He's anti-flash in case like a bird comes up or something.
Due to unfortunate
jump spotting B, he's gonna play to get out probably, and they're stalling the fuck out of mid. But these guys are gonna leave mid soon.
Hopefully you're not watching.
Because they don't need it. It's a minute left in the round. They don't need it anymore.
He's got swim trunks on watching the game right now.
Oh,
nice.
He got spotted.
Gotta get the bot.
Is he AFK?
TSM though. It's not like we're seeing a team who they themselves were looking for a little bit of a weird map pick. Or map picks in general. Here in our best of 3. Yeah, they hadn't played multiple maps that they had won in MSFO or in the first split, such as Lotus, such as Pearl.
MSFO sounds like you're saying like
where DSG were kind of going here, not picking Smoke
I don't know.
for a minute.
Sounds funny.
Excuse me, not that. With Bind at least. No, not picking Bind for a minute. Yeah, not picking Bind for a minute. But not banning it all either. So at least DSG, they've always wanted that opportunity. TSM, they could be in for a little bit of a surprise going into the next map, but come on, we're looking at a 12-3 right now. There's surely no chance that we're going to be delayed any further going into Bind.
Yeah, it's just like the inevitable at this point. That 13 round going to TSM should be inevitable. The op picked up here for 7 as DSG will try and muster whatever they can to try and make this comeback a reality. They are leaning decently heavy towards this A side right now.
Social experiment
from TSM is, you know,
to Doongi.
Finding 7.
You're playing second map?
On the op.
Just take the webcam and put it on your computer and have Chris sit at your computer and you hop on Chris's PC.
First time that we've actually seen breakthrough for them. The first kill department.
Oh, good trade.
That's Nature with a raw swing in mid. They're shifting back from B. 2 players, TSM holding on. They have Kimpeki around the corner looking for the trade, and Kimpeki able to get the frag.
Big flash. Big crossfire.
Nature is
it's gotta be GG here.
Exalt now alone. He even gets headshotted through the box. Exalt. He's out of here. 13-3. TSM 1 step away from playoffs.
Absolutely steamrolling their way here. Map number 1 there. Map pick. I mean, Their faces don't look too happy. That's purely because job is not done. You never know how these series are going to go. But TSM, I think by the way things look, they look incredible coming out of map 1. I think the team play there. Everyone seems to be hitting their shots individually. I think if you're TSM, you're very happy walking out of map 1.
Yeah, the resistance that we ended up getting from DSG on the retakes just weren't anything to actually really inspire us going into the rest of this best of 3. Hopefully Bind gives us something, but at least for Split, we kind of already saw early on that DSG wasn't going to be able to break back in. But again, however, we have no idea how Bind is going to go down, right?
Yeah, I mean, they haven't played it in over 108 days, DSG. We're going to see, but I think the way things are going, a lot of people are siding with the fact that TSM should be advancing into playoffs. We will see after the break. Map 2 will be coming up in just a moment.
All right. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes before they get back. Wait. Closing thoughts. Okay, here. Let me do closing thoughts real quick for this map. I think TSM actually has a really good understanding of how to play this comp. With their well-timed execs, they're hitting it on good timings. They have good like confidence and conviction when they're actually going out. It looks like they know where they're supposed to go and where their utility is supposed to go, and then they're also hitting their shots. And when they also go slow, they're also doing a really good job of making sure that they're getting the trades that they need, getting the opening picks when they're contacting around, and knowing when they should go fast or slow, depending on, you know, does DSG have op? Are they putting like a lot of resistance? Maybe we got to slow down, like contact in here. Oh, there's no op, we can walk around. Okay, like they're gonna be on this sort of buy. Let's go fast and explosive at them. Oh, they have an op potentially because they have money. Okay, I'm throwing this jet smoke at this entrance that we could pop through so we don't get picked off by accident. I think TSM did a really good job on their attack with that type of stuff. I think DSG, still the same thing as like the last, I think 2 weeks of Split even that they played, was just way too static around the map, doing these 2-1-2s, 1-3-1s, but the 3s aren't like moving around quick enough, not getting the deep lines, trying to hold like multiple different positions, but they don't have the stopping power because of the comp to do it. You can't hold A site and B site at the same time. You can't hold A site and middle at the same time. If you're playing weak, you gotta like literally play for info, stall, a pick and fall. That's it. And too many times they were just caught out in the open, no fallback, and just overrun with a raised double satchel, a jet dash, a sky flash, and then like that's it. You get entryed or double entryed, and it's just like, okay, do we save or do we try to go for it? And that's basically what happened all game. Okay, I'll see you.